In this episode of Film Stock Reviews, I'm reviewing episode 4, Seeing Red of Miss Marvel. Now, after the events of episode 3 and the vision where Kamala gets of the train that says she needs to come to Karachi, her grandmother and tells her to come, and Kamala and her mother go to Karachi. And basically, they reunite with Sana. Sana is the grandmother's name. And reveals to Kamala that the bangle is trying to convey a message through the visions that she sees. And in a way, Kamala is a jinn herself. And the grandmother knew this, but didn't want to, frighten Kamala at all. And for some reason, this bangle bracelet is saying something to her, but Kamala doesn't know what it is. Now, the next day, a masked Kamala goes to the train station to investigate, and she is attacked by someone mysterious who covers their face with a scarf, and interesting jokes are thrown back and forth with them, and he's wielding a red daggers, and he mistakenly believes that Kamala is a clandestine, but she isn't. And the vigilante Kareem later takes Kamala back to the Red Daggers hideout, where Kamala learns from the leader Walid that the clandestines are trying to break the veil of Noir, which separates the real world and the clandestine world. You could tell that the clandestine world looks sort of like the multiverse in a way, or how certain things are done, even aspects of the Eternals in a way. But it's really interesting, and the dimension of the clandestine, the jinn, how everything goes on. It's interesting. The clandestines managed to escape the prison they were in, and it's interesting because Anamja elects to abandon Karam for his choice about what happened, so the mother leaves her son behind and doesn't know what to do. And all of a sudden, in the next few scenes, we see the clandestines miraculously find Kamala in Karachi, and it's weird. Kamala, meanwhile, begins training with the Red Daggers, and as they're training, they find the hideout, they find where Kamala is, they want the bangle bracelet, and a chase ensues in the city of Karachi between the alleyways and certain other aspects, and Walid is killed. Okay, I'm just going to get that out of the way right now. Walid, the leader of the Red Daggers, is killed, and it's really uninformative because you just introduced him as like a mentor to Kamala, and then you kill him off. Maybe he'll come back, I don't know, but I'm not liking how the writing is done in this series so far. It's just carte blanche, like, let's get rid of this character and what happens and whatnot. So as they're fighting, they're trying to fend off the clandestines. Najma hits the bangle bracelet with her dagger, and this transports Kamala back to the night of the partition, back to, I believe, 1947, which the partition was. Now, if you didn't know, the partition basically is the partition of India in 1947 is when divided British India into two independent states, or dominions for that matter, and they were India and Pakistan. And the Dominion of India today is called the Republic of India, and the Dominion of Pakistan is the Islamic Republic of Pakistan and the People's Republic of Bangladesh. It's very interesting. This Indian Independent Act of 1947 was done in August 15th, 1947. There were close to 200,000 to 2 million deaths and 10 to 20 million displaced. So it's a really big issue that they're showing this. I mean, the history, nobody knows really about what happened of the partition, but it's mentioned, and then they go into the history. I feel like the way it's going, I feel like Kamala's going to run into her great-grandmother and somehow help her in a way. And, I mean, this bangle bracelet and this little stab that happened, it transported Kamala back to the partition, or the 1940s for that matter. She could see her mother when she was young, or her grandmother when she was little. Who knows what's going to happen? It's really interesting. I feel like episode 4 of any Marvel TV show always leaves you with a cliffhanger, and then they have to wrap up because they only have 2 episodes left. This has 2 episodes left, episode 5 and 6. I'm curious to see what happens. Like, are we actually going to get an explanation of what's happening, or are they going to save that for the Marvel's movie? I feel like this show is being wasted on Kamala Khan as a character. We're getting too much story about her history and how it's connected to the Pakistan, India, the British partition in general. I mean, let's give us more of the story of how she becomes this superhero with this bangle bracelet, or are they leaving that for the Marvels movie? I feel like they should have introduced her in the Marvels movie and then given her her own show. Marvel is really pushing the boundaries here. And by pushing the boundaries, I mean they're throwing a lot of TV shows at us at one time in phase 4. Just leave it to the movies until you actually know what stories you're going with. Because if you don't, you're going to get confused and it's not going to make any sense. I liked this episode near the end when the chase scene was going on. I was dozing off a little bit because it was so glowing, because it was so slow going. And then I woke up and I was like, okay, this is interesting. And then that's it. It ends. She's stuck back when the partition was happening. So I'm curious to see what happens. Hopefully they, close out the story, or will it continue? We don't know. We'll have to find out. Let me know in the comment section below what you thought about episode 4 of Miss Marvel, titled Seeing Red. Did you like it? Did you not like it? What did you think of it? Do you like where the story is going? Do you like that more aspect of her having her powers need to be developed? What don't you like about this series so far? And I mean, do you think Kamala's a good character? I mean, I love the actress playing her. She really brings a new dimension, and she's really sarcastic, and she's, really laid back, which is fun for the character. But other than that, I feel like we're not seeing more of her that like we should be in this, which is her own series. So let me know in the comment section below about the questions I just asked, and I'll see you all in the next review video, and be sure you tune in next week for my episode 5 review of Miss Marvel.